I don't know why we don't hang out more. I adore the two of you. And you're just like such an amazing story. You're like just so successful, and what an amazing career that y'all have had.
You're like just so successful, and what an amazing career that y'all have had. The story of the Olsen twins is so heartbreaking that it's still making headlines today. From their rise as America's beloved child stars on Full House to becoming billion-dollar fashion moguls, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen seem to have it all. But behind the scenes, their lives were filled with intense public scrutiny, family struggles, and devastating health battles. Now new details are coming to light, and what's been revealed might change the way you see them forever. What really happened to the Olsen twins? Stay tuned as we dive into the full story. A childhood lost to fame and fortune. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were born on June 13th, 1986 in Sherman Oaks, California. They grew up in a busy creative household alongside their older brother Trent and younger sister Elizabeth, who would eventually carve out her own successful acting career. Their parents, David and Jarnette Olsen, were supportive of their children's pursuits. But the family's stability was challenged when David and Jarnette separated in 1996, and this development added personal turbulence to an already unusual upbringing. Stick around to the end of this video to get the full gist. From a very young age, the twins' lives were dramatically different from those of most children. At just 6 months old, they were cast to share the role of Michelle Tanner on the popular ABC sitcom Full House. Their entry into show business was almost accidental. Their mother had sent a casual photo to a casting agency without any grand expectations. However, the twins' natural charm and ease around strangers immediately captured the attention of Full House creator Jeff Franklin, who believed their comfort in front of the camera would translate well on screen. And he was right, but due to child labor laws, which limited the number of hours infants could work on set, Mary-Kate and Ashley took turns portraying Michelle Tanner. This solution was so clever that it not only kept production on schedule, but also ensured that the twins were seen regularly, creating the illusion of a single, ever-present character. Their portrayal quickly became a fan favorite, and they remained on Full House for the entirety of its 8-year run, which concluded in 1995. As the series gained popularity, so did the twins. By the time they were toddlers, they were household names, a rare feat even among child actors. As time went on, their parents began to recognize the need for professional management of their rapidly growing careers, so they hired Robert Thorne, who helped establish Dual Star Entertainment Group in 1993. Through Dual Star, Mary-Kate and Ashley expanded their reach far beyond television. The minute you stop taking responsibility for anything since mom died, that doesn't mean you get to be her replacement. They starred in a series of direct-to-video films, launched a popular line of books, released music albums, and became the faces of a merchandising empire that included everything from dolls to clothing lines. Their rapid rise to fame brought incredible financial success. By the time they were 10 years old, Mary-Kate and Ashley had become two of the youngest self-made millionaires in American history. Yet, behind the glamorous facade, the reality of their lives was far more complicated. So stay tuned to find out what happened next. The cost of fame. Despite the remarkable success they recorded, Mary-Kate and Ashley did not experience a typical childhood. The demands of constant work, public appearances, and brand management left little room for the carefree experiences most children enjoy. In a candid interview with Nylon magazine, Ashley Olsen reflected on their early involvement in their careers, stating, "We have been really involved in the process from the beginning." Now, why is this statement so important? Well, it's because it shows that while this control allowed them to shape their brand identity, it also meant they bore the pressures of adult responsibilities from a young age. And it did not end there. So, while Ashley was done sharing her own experiences, Mary-Kate was even more blunt about the downsides. When Marie-Claire asked Mary-Kate to describe what it felt like growing up in the spotlight, she responded, "I look at old photos of myself, and I don't feel connected to them at all." She likened their experience to being little monkey performers, a raw admission that underscored how the entertainment industry often values child actors more for their marketability than their well-being. Coupled with their own views of how life was for them was the public, and the public did little to alleviate the pressure. Audiences loved the twins, but they often forgot that they were still children navigating an intensely adult world. This love was so much that a 1991 article by J. Matthews of the Washington Post noted how families were charmed by Mary-Kate and Ashley, despite their limited acting skills at the time. While the comment was meant as a mild critique, it pointed to a broader truth. Mary-Kate and Ashley's appeal was less about talent and more about their persona. That kind of adoration detached from personal merit can be a confusing and heavy burden for a young child. As they grew older, the twins struggled with forming their individual identities, something that's difficult enough during adolescence without the added weight of being global celebrities. Every move they made was scrutinized by the media. Tabloids followed them relentlessly, speculating on their friendships, fashion choices, and personal struggles. The constant attention blurred the line between their public personas and private selves, making it difficult for them to figure out who they were outside of the brand they had helped build. And here comes the kicker. As the Full House show was coming to an end, the twins were about to step into another world filled with uncertainty. Because life after Full House was not just about stepping away from a wildly successful television show. It marked the came to an end. So too did the stability they had known at home. Their parents' divorce, as we mentioned, briefly earlier unraveled the family dynamic, creating emotional turbulence that would linger long after the cameras stopped rolling. This period of personal upheaval was made even more confusing by the swift changes within their family. Their father, Dave Olsen, remarried shortly after the divorce. This was a move that was difficult for the twins to process. The emotional impact of their father's new marriage was visible in the way each sister responded. Ashley chose not to attend the wedding, distancing herself from the event entirely, while Mary-Kate attended, perhaps in an attempt to maintain a fragile sense of connection. Their different choices reviewed the inner struggles both girls were experiencing and the complexities that can arise when a family tries to rebuild after such a major shift. But despite the chaos in their personal lives, the twins worked hard to hold on to a sense of normalcy. In a 1996 interview, Mary-Kate Olsen shared that, like other children their age, they went to school, played with friends, received an allowance, and had sleepovers. They attended Campbell Hall Episcopal School, a private institution that prided itself on encouraging self-discovery and nurturing individuality. On the surface, it appeared that they were living a fairly typical childhood. However, behind the scenes, their lives were anything but ordinary. While most of their peers were navigating the ups and downs of adolescence, Mary-Kate and Ashley were juggling academic responsibilities with the demands of a growing entertainment empire. They missed out on pivotal teenage milestones, such as prom. Not because they were uninterested, but because their careers demanded their time and energy elsewhere. Movie promotions, press tours, and brand commitments often took precedence over the simple joys of teenage life. The sacrifices they made at such a young age reflected both their commitment to their careers and the immense pressure they were under to maintain their public image. And here comes the heartbreaking part. You see, as the twins transitioned into adulthood, the pressures that had been mounting since childhood began to take a visible toll, particularly on Mary-Kate. By the early 2000s, rumors about her health began circulating in the media, feeding a wave of public scrutiny that was often invasive and unkind. Paparazzi photos and tabloid headlines speculated relentlessly about her weight and well-being, rarely considering the human being behind the headlines. After finishing high school, Mary-Kate took a courageous step by seeking treatment for an eating disorder. However, rather than being met with compassion, her struggles were often treated as entertainment fodder for the public. The intense media attention surrounding her health only added another layer of difficulty to what was already a deeply personal battle. As if that was not enough, another disturbing moment came during a 2004 interview with Oprah Winfrey. During the sit-down, Oprah pressed Mary-Kate about her weight and health issues, a line of questioning that many later criticized as insensitive. Ashley, sitting beside her sister, attempted to steer the conversation away from the uncomfortable topic, but Oprah persisted, creating an awkward and painful moment on national television. At the time, the moment was largely brushed aside, but years later, when the interview resurfaced online, viewers were much more critical of the way Oprah handled the situation, recognizing the harm such invasive questioning could cause to a young person already under enormous pressure. Despite the public nature of her struggles, Mary-Kate became adept at hiding the true extent of what she was going through. Even those who worked closely with her were often unaware of the depth of her pain. Denny Gordon, the director of New York Minute, later recalled that he had not noticed anything amiss during their time working together. To him, Mary-Kate appeared professional, focused, and cheerful, masking her internal battles with remarkable skill. But it wasn't until a 2008 interview with Elle magazine that Mary-Kate opened up publicly about her struggles with anorexia. In the interview, she admitted how hard it was to ask for help and to even acknowledge the problem to herself. Her candidness offered a rare glimpse into the vulnerability behind the carefully crafted public image and highlighted the immense courage it took for her to seek recovery on her own terms. Mary-Kate's admission also served as a reminder of the broader issue of how society treats young celebrities, holding them to impossible standards while often ignoring the very real emotional and mental health struggles they endure. In many ways, Mary-Kate's story was not just her own. It was a reflection of the unique pressures that come with growing up in the spotlight. Throughout all of these challenges, the bond between Mary-Kate and Ashley remained a constant source of strength. Though their responses to family events, career pressures, and personal struggles sometimes differed, their shared experiences created a connection that few others could truly understand. Navigating fame, family disruption, and personal health crises was not easy, but they managed to do so with a resilience that spoke volumes about their inner strength. Their ability to maintain a sense of identity and forge their own paths, even amid the intense scrutiny of the public eye, stands as a testament to the values they were raised with and the determination they cultivated from an early age. Though life after Full House was fraught with challenges, it also marked the beginning of their journey towards self-reliance, personal growth, and healing. But their story did not end there. As a matter of fact, it took a different turn. So stay tuned to find out what happened next. College dreams crushed. Hoping for a typical college experience, Mary-Kate and Ashley enrolled at New York University in September 2004. For two girls who had spent almost their entire lives in the spotlight, the idea of blending in with ordinary students seemed appealing. They purchased a luxurious apartment in the West Village, offering them a private refuge from the bustling energy of Manhattan. However, the dream of leading a normal academic life quickly collided with reality. Despite their intentions, the traditional college experience was not easy to attain. Their dreams of academic success quickly faded as they found themselves disillusioned with school life. Reports soon surfaced indicating that the twins were bored and not enjoying their classes. Instead of finding a new passion in academia, they found themselves increasingly isolated. The presence of constant media attention only made things worse. Mary-Kate, in particular, often missed classes. In fact, the Olsens found it nearly impossible to enjoy any sense of normalcy. The constant exposure made them feel unsafe at school, an environment that should have been nurturing and private. The scrutiny they faced extended well beyond academics, seeping into every aspect of their lives, and eventually taking a heavy toll on their mental well-being. After a while, Mary-Kate ultimately decided to take a break from her studies, and this was a decision that disappointed fans but underscored the immense pressures they faced. While many college students grapple with stress, few have to contend with the relentless public gaze and the expectations that come with being global celebrities. The Olsen twins' fame meant that their lives were constantly under the microscope. No matter where they went or what they did, there were always cameras flashing, reporters prying, and fans wanting a piece of their lives. This lack of privacy became one of the biggest challenges they faced as young adults trying to find their own identities. But despite the chaos surrounding them, Mary-Kate and Ashley continued to run Dual Star Entertainment Group. The company was responsible for producing a wide range of products, movies, books, and fashion lines, all of which kept their names in the public eye. Yet the pressure to maintain their brand's success while managing their personal issues grew overwhelming. As they struggled to balance their business ventures with their need for personal space, signs of rebellion began to appear. Their smoking habits, which were once a private matter, soon drew the media's attention and marked a visible shift in their image. Mary-Kate, in particular, was often photographed smoking at events and social gatherings, a stark contrast to the squeaky clean image they had cultivated during their early years. In 2010, during New York Fashion Week, Mary-Kate Olsen was reprimanded for smoking indoors at a party, an incident that made headlines. It showed the ongoing tension between the carefully managed public personas they once had and the reality of their adult lives. They were no longer the adorable twins America had grown up watching. They were complex young women grappling with fame, independence, and personal freedom. Mary-Kate's personal life also became a subject of relentless public interest. Her relationships were heavily scrutinized by the media, with every romance turned into tabloid fodder. Among those she dated were artist Nate Loman and actor Heath Ledger, relationships that, while significant to her personally, were constantly invaded by the outside world. Her connection with Heath Ledger, in particular, attracted serious attention from critics. Although their relationship was relatively brief, it had a deep impact on Mary-Kate's life. When Ledger was found dead in his New York apartment in 2008, the world was stunned. Media reports later revealed that Mary-Kate had been the first person called by Ledger's masseuse after finding his body. Controversy surrounded Mary-Kate's involvement in the aftermath. It was reported that she refused to cooperate with federal investigators unless she was granted immunity from prosecution, a move that only fueled further media speculation. Whether out of fear, grief, or legal advice, the incident cast a long shadow over her public image. The loss of Ledger was a heavy emotional blow for Mary-Kate. Already under intense pressure, she now found herself grieving someone she had cared deeply about, all while under the harsh scrutiny of the public eye. The media's portrayal of her during this period only intensified her struggles, complicating her journey toward healing and further entrenching her desire for privacy. But here is the most astonishing part. A shift to privacy, After years of enduring public scrutiny and personal challenges, Mary-Kate and Ashley made a conscious decision to step away from the entertainment industry that had made them household names. They chose, instead, to lead quieter, more private lives, focusing their energies on new creative ventures outside of acting. So since Mary-Kate's small role in the 2011 film Beastly, neither twin has returned to acting in any major capacity. Instead, they poured their creativity and business acumen into the fashion world, launching and nurturing their luxury brand, The Row. Their drastic change from entertainment to fashion was not just a career move, it was a reclaiming of their narrative. In a 2017 interview, Mary-Kate explained that they preferred staying behind the camera, a choice that allowed them to create without sacrificing their personal lives to the public gaze. And just as many expected, their hard work paid off. The Row received critical acclaim for its minimalist, high-quality designs. Industry insiders praised their attention to detail and commitment to craftsmanship, qualities that distinguished them from other celebrity-driven brands. However, success did not come without challenges. As a matter of fact, the Olsen twins faced controversy in 2015 when a lawsuit was filed by former interns who alleged mistreatment during their time working for the company. Although the legal battle was eventually settled, it was a reminder that no matter how much the twins tried to step back from the public eye, their actions would always attract scrutiny. Despite these hurdles, Mary-Kate and Ashley have remained steadfast in their commitment to living life on their own terms. They continue to maintain a low profile, rarely giving interviews or making public appearances unless absolutely necessary. By doing so, they have managed to carve out a space for themselves that respects their need for privacy, while still allowing them to thrive creatively. And just as they were overcoming one challenge, another came knocking when Mary-Kate Olsen got married to Olivier Sarkozy. This marriage became a topic of public fascination. But behind the headlines, their relationship faced significant challenges. In April 2020, Mary-Kate filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. However, the unfolding of the COVID-19 pandemic made the process even more complicated. With the courts shutting down in New York, Mary-Kate sought emergency orders to protect her personal property and secure her living arrangements. This highly stressful period forced her to step away from the city, seeking refuge with Ashley and close friends at a private estate outside Manhattan. The divorce proceedings marked a painful chapter in her life, exposing the emotional toll that public scrutiny can have, even on the most private individuals. And the losses did not stop there. Stay tuned to get the full details. The twins also endured another heartbreaking loss during this time. In January 2022, their beloved TV dad, Bob Saget, passed away unexpectedly. Bob had been a major figure in their early lives, starring alongside them in the classic sitcom Full House. His death deeply affected both Mary-Kate and Ashley, who paid tribute to him with heartfelt messages. Despite their notoriously private nature, their public statements about Bob revealed just how strong their bonds with their on-screen family remained. It was a poignant reminder that, no matter how much time passed, the relationships they formed during their early years in the spotlight continued to hold a special place in their hearts. And while they were still battling with the death of Bob, it was later discovered that Ashley Olsen was quietly facing her own significant health battles. It was revealed that she had been diagnosed with late-stage Lyme disease, a serious and often debilitating condition. Symptoms of the disease took a toll on her energy levels, appearance, and overall mood, prompting her to step even further back from the public eye. During this difficult time, Ashley focused heavily on her recovery, prioritizing her health above all else. She sought specialized medical treatments and adopted a low-stress lifestyle, avoiding the media frenzy that once surrounded her and Mary-Kate in their youth. Adding to her health struggles, Ashley Olsen also faced complications from a plastic surgery procedure in 2016. The complications required intensive treatment and a long recovery period. But the thing about the Olsen twins is that despite all these hurdles, they always pull through. Ashley has remained a powerful force in the fashion industry. Together with Mary-Kate, she continues to oversee their highly respected luxury brand, The Row, as well as their contemporary line, Elizabeth and James. Their meticulous attention to quality, design, and craftsmanship has earned them accolades and respect across the global fashion community. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's journey is one marked by resilience, quiet strength, and survival against the odds. From child stardom to adulthood, they have faced personal heartbreaks, public scrutiny, and significant health struggles. Yet, today, they stand as private but formidable figures in the fashion world, prioritizing their personal well-being and creative passions over fame. Their story is a testament to perseverance, grace, and the power of forging one's own path. What do you think is the most surprising part of the Olsen twins' story? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this story, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.